Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I got a lot of Oreos. Got to do something with them. You know how you get them on sale, buy one get one free. So anyway, I looked up a recipe to use these, so I'm gonna try them. We're gonna do it together. Lemon bars made with these. These aren't quite the traditional lemon bars. They're a little different, but they looked good. So we're gonna try it out. Now you need a white cake mix. You need oil, quarter cup of water, 1 egg, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, and 8 to 12 Oreos, depending on how many you want to use. They go on top. And if we decide to put a glaze on it, we need some powdered sugar and a little bit of milk, but we'll determine that when they come out the oven. All right. First thing we're going to do, I got my oven heated to 350, okay? And I got a 9x9 pan, and I got parchment in it. I just took parchment and kind of folded it to the size of the pan and laid it in there, so when they're ready, baked, I can just lift them right out. Now, I'll show you a quick little trick to do this. If you ever want to get the size of your pan, flip it over and put your paper on the back and kind of press it to the bends, and you can see where to fold your paper, and you can get it to go in there real nice. Okay? So that's a little tip for you. Every little tip helps, doesn't it? All right. 1 box of white cake mix. It doesn't matter what kind of white cake mix. Any will do. All right. And to that, we're going to put 1/4 cup of oil, 1/4 cup of water, and 1 egg. I rescued this egg, let me tell you. I was taking some stuff out of the refrigerator, getting this egg to do this recipe, and something fell, and I tried to catch that in the whole, anyway, I cracked like 4 eggs, but I saved them. I told my husband, that's your breakfast in the morning. All right, so let's get this mixed up. This is going to be a thick batter because you don't have much liquid in it. These looked really good. I wanted to bake something. Ooh, this is thick. Very thick. But I don't need, I'm going to get my husband to take these to somebody. After I try one, of course. Alright, let's see if we can get this batter off of here without slinging it all over the kitchen. There we go. I guess you could have stirred that up by hand if you wanted to, but I didn't want to. Let me get all this. This is don't want to leave all that on my batter, on my blend beater. All right. Well, that one was good. All right, let me wash my hands. All right, I lifted it out the bowl, and it is very thick. It's like a cookie dough almost. So I'm going to get my spatula, my little offset spatula, and I'm going to try to spread it around in the pan. Man, this is thick. I hope this is the way it's supposed to be. So you just got to work with it a minute. Spread it around on this parchment paper. I don't know, y'all. This is awfully thick. That's probably what's going to make a good bar. And this has got to bake for 25 minutes. But this next thing we got to do is we got to crush up. It calls for 1 cup, which is anywhere from 8 to 12 Oreos, whichever way you want to count them. Whichever way you want to count them. All right, I about got this spread out now. If my parchment paper had been in one sheet, it would probably have been a little easier to do than having it in 2 separate sheets here. All right. All right, I got it spread out. Spread it a little. I want to make sure it's even and in the corners. All right, looks good. Now I got this little bowl here, and I got my meat chopper. I thought that would chop them up pretty good. So let's put some Oreos in here. 4, 6, 8, 10. We'll do 12. All right, let's see if we can mash them up. Oh yeah, this does good. You don't want them in too little pieces. You want them oh yeah, this does good. The perfect thing for them. They look like that. And now, I'm just going to put these on top. We'll spread them around on top of the batter. And we'll press them down in the batter. That was easy enough. There you have it. So 350, 25 minutes, and I'll come back and we'll determine if we need any glaze. Okay? I'll see you back in a minute. All right. 29 minutes. How's it look? Looks good, doesn't it? All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift it out. See, look, watch this. See how that just lifts out? We're going to take the paper off of it. Take that one, and we'll just go peel this paper off. All right, and there we have our lemon bars. A little piece of cookie fell off. They look good, don't they? Now I'm going to let them cool. But you know, I got to thinking. Calls for glaze. And a little glaze would be nice on here. I said, I'm going to make my lemon glaze on my lemon bars. Sounds good, don't it? All right, so let me show you how I do that. First of all, I got a lemon. Now, I've showed you this probably before, but to get the most juice, of course, I have washed this. To get the most juice out of here, we want to roll it. Okay, roll it. And that gets the, I guess it bursts those little, what are they called? Anyway, it bursts them up, the citrus in the lemon, and it gets more juicy, okay? Now, before we do that, though, I want to get a little zest, because I'm going to put a little zest in my icing, or my glaze. So I'm just going to run over this. I'm not going to go deep. You know, you don't want to get that white peppy. You just want to get the yellow of the lemon. And that's probably enough. Just kind of going over it real quick. I'd say this is probably a half a teaspoon. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'd say this is going to end up being about a half a teaspoon. All right, I'm going to put that in my bowl. All right. And then I'm going to put in 1 cup of powdered sugar. And we'll see if I can stir that around a little bit, get that zest incorporated in here. Could I got a smaller bowl? It'll be all right. All right. And now, to this, I'm going to put some lemon juice. I think my recipe calls for 4 teaspoons. Look, and when you do this, I always cut off this end here to make it square. Put it in my juicer like that. And get the juice. Man, that had a lot of juice in it. All right. Let me cut this other end off. This is more juice than I need, but I got it, so I'm going to do it. What I don't use, my husband will drink. The doctor told him to drink lemon juice for kidney stones. He's a kidney stone builder. So what I have left over, he'll get him a shot of lemon juice. All right. 4 teaspoons of lemon juice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2 1/4 cup of water. And I always put a little bit of oil in mine, 2 1/4 teaspoon of oil. All right, let's see where that's got us. Now, you know, this is not an exact science. If it's too soupy, you know, you can add a little more sugar. If it's too thick, you can add a little more liquid. But this looks like it's going to be just about right. may could go with a little more sugar, and I might add just a smidge more. I don't know though, it's pretty good. All right, now I have to wait until my bar's cool. Let me taste this just to make sure. Lemonade. All right, I'll be back. All right, y'all. I got my glaze made. This is cool. It's been over an hour. We've already had supper. And I thought I had put my glaze on with this little honey dipper thing so I can really control it. Let's see if that helps. Because I'd like to just I'd really like to just drizzle it. Let's see if I can do that. Oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that. All right, looks like I had the perfect amount of glaze, got a little bit left over. Look. Do they look good? All right, y'all want me to try one? All right. All right. Let me cut it. Let me see. Oh, I can got this here. Let me get me a little dish. Have a little dish. Hold on a minute. Let me get a little dish here. All right, you know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut it in half. And you know, how easy was this? And how convenient, I guess you'd say, because you used a box cake mix. All right, I'm cutting them all. I'm going to get 16 out of here. It seems like it's got the consistency of a bar. It's not soft like a cake. One more little cut here. All right. Oop, let me get me a fork. All right, this looks like a good piece. I guess I need a fork. You don't need a bar with a fork, do you? Let's see. I tell you what puts me in the mind of sort of almost like a pound cake with a crunchy topping. Very good. Very good. All right, I'm going to finish that. I got to give these away. I can't have these hanging around. thank you all so much for being a part of my life. Sharing your time with me. Let me share mine with you. I love doing recipes like this, quick and easy. Especially for those that aren't real comfortable with cooking. I got some young followers that, are just starting out cooking. So glad I could share this with you. This is a good recipe. Take it to a picnic or some kind of function. This would be really good. Quick and easy. Anyway, y'all be kind to one another. Check on one another. Lift up one another. Encourage. It's nothing like having a down day and getting an encouraging word from somebody that can lift you up. Smile and somebody will smile back at you. Okay? Y'all remember, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Robin's Recipes. Bye-bye.